Okay. All right. Need need all this freaking stuff. 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. Oh, what's that? All right. This. And this. So here are the tabs that will hold the strap. Almost closed up my bag without putting these in here. And actually I want to, I'm going to think oh, my clips are packed up. I'm gonna sew this in. I love pins, but sewing things in by hand, that's, I don't have to depend on the pins and the needle. Alright, so I have a hand needle and my basting thread. It's gonna last me 10 years. So I want to make sure that this is centered inside of my bag between the lining. There we go. That is good. I'll sew this in here, making sure that I do not puncture my finger. Come on. I'm just going to tack this in here. I really wanted to do the bag out. How do you say that on this bag? How to bag the lining out, but because I'm using I don't want to be bending this bag in all different directions because I'm using the cork fabric here, and it can start cracking if you do too much. I'm just going to hand sew the strap in here. Okay, and on the inside of here, let me get it, getting caught up in my pins. All right, so I'll go ahead and lock this stitch. Stop it. All right, one side, and then now the other. Make sure that I make these even, so it goes down. I just have to go that far into the bag. So here we are on the other side. Drop it, make sure it's centered, and drop it just like that. And stitch this in. Make sure this is even. Ooh. Ooh. If I had clips, this would be easy. So I was thinking I didn't have a story to tell while I was here sewing, but I think I have one. So this is about my love-hate relationship with social media. And so and this is anecdotal, but it's my experience with it. It seems like to me that the more intimate someone is with a particular sewing platform, I think people are more emboldened to just first go on rants with their opinions, and that's fine. But let's read. Let's read the post first, because I posted something on a particular platform that and it was about me. I made a dessert, and I was trying to make a dessert, and it was a huge failure. And it wasn't because I didn't make it right, but I was the recipe, after I stopped, after trying to make these dang old cookies twice, I sat and I was looking at the recipe, and I was thinking about all the other cookies that I made, because I think I made like 5 kinds of cookies, and I just followed the recipe. But for some reason, this recipe wasn't even getting me to a point where I can even properly chill the dough, for the 30 minutes that some cookies require. And so when it went into the fridge, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this is weird. But I didn't think anything of it. And so I let them chill. When I went to try to put the cookies in the oven, it just wasn't, you know, what it was two cookies supposed to be swirled into one. And one bowl, the cookie was just dry and crumbly. And I'm like, how do I even save this? And because I'm not a baker, I don't know how to save it. And so I said, well, maybe it'll get better after it's in the oven. Tap this on. And then the other side of the cookie, it was mushy. And it was supposed to be like a brownie, and it smelled like a brownie. And the batter behaved like a brownie, but when I put it in the oven, it didn't have it wasn't it was supposed to be like a cake like it just didn't do that. So I don't know how to fix it. And so after looking at the recipe and sitting down, you like the inside of the bag. So there's pockets here, there's like a little there's a zipper here. Put your laptop bag. And so what was I saying? I was looking at the recipe and it's just like I'm like, this is just weird. And I'm like, so I went back to the site, and instead of just looking at the recipe, I actually clicked on to the profile. This was on Pinterest. And as I was just going through the site, I didn't see really anything tangible that made it like, I don't think this is a real site. Well, I mean, it's real, it's really there, but I don't think it's an actual person sharing their baking recipes, because there was like no pictures of the person. And whenever I looked at all the pictures were just absolutely like amazing. And I'm like, I've never seen pictures like this on a recipe. Like there's pictures and people make nice pictures, but these pictures were just like, they were like perfect, like someone paid a lot of money to take some pictures. And that's when I was like, you know what? Let me go further. So I'm like, okay, who is the person that's publishing the cookies, the recipes? And so I saw the name, I looked at the name of the site, and then I tried to go to Instagram, because usually, people who have a site on Pinterest, they'll have something somewhere else. Like if you go to Facebook, if you go to Instagram, um, you're gonna find me, because I'm not just out there on one end. So usually when someone has um, recipes on Pinterest, they have a site somewhere else, and I could not find these people. I couldn't find these sites on any other site. And then after some careful digging, I was like, oh my goodness. So I avoided one AI generated recipe, um, because because we could not find just something consistent like that made sense. But I thought it was because it was for a strawberry. It was like a strawberry shortcake crunch cookie or something. Um, and but for this other cookie, it was like a peanut butter brownie swirl. I I could not find this recipe or this person anywhere. And so I'm like, man, and for the cookie, because it was peanut butter brownie. Now that I'm reflecting on it, why did I put chocolate chip cookies in the brownie? I know that's a thing, but I wasn't making chocolate chip cookies. Now that, yeah, so it's something like that. Like I didn't even think to question that. But anywho, I was so upset because I'm using the last of my imitation, not the imitation vanilla, the vanilla extract, and I do go a little bit extra with the imitation vanilla, because I just found out if you don't have vanilla extract, because the one recipe I used all of it, so when I went to make it again, I didn't have enough. But if you use two teaspoons of imitation vanilla, that equals to 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So that's what Alexa told me. And so I go ahead and I am just upset because I've wasted all these ingredients on something that did not give me cookies. So that's a couple hours, that's hours of work that I was, you know, you know, pulling out the stuff, trying to make the cookies, chilling it, washing dishes. And so I'm like, well, I got to end the night with a win. I got to, like, something good has to come out of this evening of baking. And so I had some pretzels, I had some M&Ms, and I had some Hershey Kisses. So I made those. You put the Hershey Kiss on the pretzel, and then you melt it. You warm it in the oven, and then you take the M&M and you put it on the Hershey Kiss and just push it in and just let it chill in the fridge. So I made a couple batches of that, and I was like, "Yay me! Yay me!" And so I decided that I was going to post on this website, this social media site about, you know, I remember there are different people here on YouTube, some of them crochet, some of them sew, who have been talking about just the rise of AI generated patterns that don't produce good results. And so, but I just didn't think it would be in the baking arena, and it was. And I'm not a baker. I don't know how to evaluate a recipe that says, oh, this is good or this is not good, like I could do with sewing. And so I was just making the post about how, yeah, you know what? Um, Education, like whatever field that you're trying to grow in, that you're trying to excel in, a good foundation is needed if it's something that you want to continue. So for example, if I wanted to say, you know what, I want to be a baker, I want to be able to bake things left and right, give things to people, make stuff for my family, I would want to know what is the basics for a cookie, like what makes a cookie, because I don't know. Whereas if somebody say, "Hey, I'm going to make a shirt," and I look at a pattern, and I'm like, "If this don't even look like a shirt pattern," I know that because I know what to expect. So for cookies, I don't know that. So that's all my post was saying. About, hey, it doesn't mean, if you make something, even if you follow the instructions step by step, it doesn't mean that you don't have the talent. You just might have to work on the your foundation, just the basics of something. And so that was it. So I had one person who said, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, um, I have a recipe, and you know, it's like the foundation of a cookie, and then you can do all these other things to make different cookies. And if you're interested, I'd be happy to show you." And so again, this is a site where it's not people all across the country. So I was like, "Oh, you know what? I would like that. I really would." I have met a lot of people, a lot of nice people that come to my house for sewing lessons, and I've gone to other people's houses for sewing lessons and just met amazing people. And so here I have somebody who likes to bake and must be a baker in her own right, said, I'll show you how to do this. And so I was like, awesome. But then I had somebody else, and the first comment was about, what am I concerned about? And she pretty much just dumped on the thing that I posted, the pretzels. So I think they're called pretzel M&M hugs. She just dumped on it. And she's like, are you concerned about your chocolate is cracking, or the M&Ms are not perfectly centered? Neither. I cared about neither, because the post wasn't about my M&Ms. The post was about the cookies. And then it was a really long post, and then there was caramel was brought into it, and then Werther's Originals was brought into it, and it was just all this stuff. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell this person is talking about. I'm like, you didn't even read the post, person. You didn't even read the post. This post is not about my pretzel M&M hugs. I don't even know where caramel fits into that. Like, why are we talking about caramel and Rolos and Werther's Originals? Like, I'm. But anywho, it was a long response, and I I sat on it for a little bit, and just went about my life. And then when I came back, I'm like, okay, let me read this again. So I read it again, and I'm like, I don't know what the lady is talking about. So I just said, I don't got a problem with pretzels. And then I actually posted a picture of the cookies. I said, this is what I was trying to recreate. And if you got any pointers or you got a recipe, send it my way. Because I really did want to make the cookie. But um, I eventually went on to YouTube and I typed in the name of the cookie. And there are a lot of people who have made the cookie. And again, the thing is, nobody's picture looked like the picture on the Pinterest post that I was looking at. Nobody's cookie looked like that. And I was like, see. So what I'm doing is, because I can't bag this out, I'm just attaching the lining. I'm attaching it to the inside of the bag, and then here is the zipper tape that has to go in. Let me show you. I got a bag that, I'll show you this bag that my daughter got for Christmas. When I think about this bag, I'm like, come on, people. It's like it. let me just go around here. Hopefully, I'll get to the bag. But yeah, and I'm just like, man. I'm like, this person doesn't know me. I've never seen her name come across any of my other posts, but she pretty much like read me. She just read me up and down, read me wrong. But it's like, wow, like you are okay. You were okay to do this. And that just goes with a lot of, that's just I guess par for the course. But I found it weird because I would never, no, let me take that back. I have never went on someone's post and just talked with them with such a level of disrespect. And it always shocks me, especially when people actually use their actual name, first and last name, and you can look at their posts and see where they live. Again, this is everybody on this site is local. If you know what the app I'm talking about, you might know how it goes. And it's like, don't you don't have, don't show people that you're not a good human. Like don't do that stuff privately. I'm here to like people. I'm here to have a good life on this earth for the short amount of time that I am here. And I am doing my best. I'm trying to live my best. I am doing what I love. I'm hanging out with people that I love. And the idea that I'm going to see what someone else does and just post my opinion, talking down to them, it's just like, I got better things to do. I do. Let's not be like this. Life is it's too short. It's way too short. Think about it. Most of us ain't out here living to 100 years old. I want to get to 80. I'd be happy. And I want that filled with lots of good memories. I want to be like, yeah, I remember when I was on a Facebook, and yeah, and this person, she was talking about how I thought she was talking about the pretzels, but so I told her, your chocolate is cracking. Your M&Ms aren't centered. Like, ugh. All I could do say is, wow, that is how some people out here living. People out here, that's how they living. Wow. So, all right. Woo! How long was that? I'm down to one side. I'm not. Woo, woo, woo. I am so, even if I just wanted to be done with this and didn't want to put on a zipper, I think that is looking mighty lovely. Um, so, and I love hand sewing. Hand sewing is not for everybody, but I like it. I like it a lot. I finish all my facings when I'm working with facings, whether it's the collar or the collar or the, what's the word I'm looking for? The sleeve. Lock the stitch. Hand stitching. All right, so I have the stitch locked. I'm going to take it through the lining and out. If you pull it, the end bounces right back into the lining. And now I'm going to load up my needle again. I can get it there. And when it comes to social media, I mean, some people are not comfortable going on camera, putting themselves out there. Some people aren't comfortable even just posting a picture of themselves, and that is okay. It is okay. It is not easy. And so, someone who does do it, I respect that. Like, wow, you are out here, someone's out here making videos. All I can do is, if I don't agree with whatever they're doing, I don't watch it, but they're going to draw whoever's for them. Who is for me will be here with me, and who is for somebody else will be with someone else. And so I like that. Again, life is too short. Oh, so I'm just doing a whip stitch all the way around. The goal is, because then I'll go around again when I put the zipper tape, that piece on. And what I don't want to happen, when you're carrying your bag, and because you got weak stitches, your bag just falls on the ground from the straps on your arm. That would be crazy. So I got to make sure that these two ends here are secure. I think I'm going to go over this right here with the sewing machine, just to secure them. And but when my students make this bag in their class, I'm going to tell them exactly how I made the bag and the best steps. But some people are like, you know what? Can I just stitch around it? And I will say, yes, you can. Because I like hand stitching, I can't put that on anybody else. Just want to make sure that they're tight. And there's interfacing here, so I have to make sure I do not want to puncture my finger. The needle has a tip, the eye of the needle and the tip of the needle. They will go the path of the least resistance. good. Ooh, go around. Little break, little break, little break. There we go. Almost, almost done. So today is December 26th. Mega snow outside. So there was crazy snow earlier this week. And then on Christmas, there was no snow. No snow whatsoever. And I was sure that we were going to have a white Christmas. But we didn't. And then I went out this morning. I stopped at AM Vet. I don't know if that's just a local thing here. It's in outside of Rochester. So it's in Henrietta, New York. And I love AM Vet. I am a veteran, so I get a veteran discount. And then I always round up to donate to whatever they're giving the money to the vets for. I have no idea. But I love going there for cute little dresses, like stuff just to wear around the house, because I'm not going to sew everything I want to wear. I still like to, I don't go to department stores. I don't buy clothes there for myself, but I will. I love thrift shopping. Actually, the shirt I got on thrift shopping, the sweater, and so I got that. I got my veterans discount, and then I got some really good. I like to get curtains from there. Sometimes some sheets. Some things are nice just to make clothes out of, and some things are just great for practicing. So sometimes if I want to try a pattern out, sometimes I'll just I'd prefer to use a sheet that cost me $2 than to use yards of even broadcloth is cheap cloth, but that's still $3 or $4 a yard. So sheets are always my go-to, sheets and curtains. So I bought some stuff there, and I came out the store and everything was white. There's snow everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that was fast. There was like no snow to like, oh my goodness, I need to get home before something crazy happens. But then I was like, oh, I still have to get my soap. So I love handmade soap, and there is a store here. I don't know if it's where it's all located, but it's called Buff City Soap. Buff City Soap, and it's all handmade soaps that they make. The actual employees there, and they have all the soaps on the shelves. And I used to only go there and get lemongrass eucalyptus. I don't know what it is, but lemongrass eucalyptus was my jam. Whew. I'm like, it was a nice soap that smelled good using, and then I like the way that my skin smelled afterwards, and it didn't clash with my body butter because I make my own body butter. And so I went in, I saw the sign, it said 50% off everything. Soap was $8 a bar. So $4 a bar. I said, holy cool, jackpot. So I was looking at the wall. I went and grabbed my lemongrass eucalyptus, and then there was this, it's called Fruit Loopy. It was all these psychedelic colors, dark blues like this, reds, purples, greens. I bought that one, and then I bought two other. There was one, it was called Zombie Repellent, so it was green and black, and it smelled good, but there was other ones that I like. So I took my time. Snow was getting crazy. So I, you know, drove slow and got home, and I was showing my daughter. She was on the couch watching Avatar. So I said, "Oh, I picked up some soaps," and then she was smelling them. And then she was, you know, her dad got her the wrong perfume for Christmas, so he went and got the right one. And so I was smelling her perfume, and I smelled it, and I was just like, "So, like, what is yours? What is it that you like when you smell like what you smelt this? Like you smelt this, or did you smell someone and you're like, oh, that's good, or did you like actually like go in the store and smell it?" And she said, oh, her and her friends, they'll go in and they'll smell perfumes. I cannot relate to that. I have never done that. I avoid perfume sections as if my life depends on it, because it does. Like I like the department stores, when you would like walk in like a Macy's or something from the mall, and they always have like the perfume section right there. I hated that. And so I would always come into the mall like through a food court or something like that, because that stuff hurts my head. And but that's what she does. She likes to smell perfume, and she writes down what it is, and that's that. And she'll ask for it on her birthday or Christmas or something, or she'll just buy it herself. And but she couldn't identify kind of like what she was, you know, like I'm like, I don't know if this is like floral, like I don't even know the names of like like types of perfume. Like like pink sugar. There was a perfume, it was called Pink Sugar, smelled like freaking cotton candy. And it was amazing, and I enjoyed that. Like when a coworker put that on, I enjoyed it. I bought some for me and I used it. I would just spray it on like a cotton ball, and then like, you know, put it on my, I would never spray directly on my skin. Um, but um, but other than that, like when it comes to stuff, I'm like, you know what? What do I like? So I'm smelling my soaps, and I like citrus. I am like, so I don't know if perfume is citrusy. All right, I'm at the end. I don't think perfume. Is there such thing as a citrus perfume? I don't know, but I like sweet smelling stuff. Look at that. Mm, mm. All right, so now I want to reinforce my little tabs here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Don't you fall off. Those instructions. Some instructions right here on the floor. Ooh, this is tight. So I'm just going to go across. If I can get it. Okay. All right. I can't get it under. I gotta go. Okay, hold on. I gotta go this way. Right along the end, and I'm going to do a small zigzag stitch, short. There we go. Oh, there we go. Out. Awesome. You can't even see it on the outside. So I locked the stitch, and I did a zigzag stitch right across here. So then now that basting stitch I can take out later. So alright, and I'll slide this under there. Ooh. stitch. Sorry, you can't see it. And there we go. So if someone wants to go all the way around, I just didn't want to kill my needle like that. Because I like hand stitching. Here, I'll take those basting stitches out later. So here is my zipper tab, my zipper panel. That. So, all right. That's what you do with the zipper tab. You cut the zipper off. You put a little tab there because it's always nice to be able to have something to hold on to when you zip the front. I wish I would have put one on the front, but I need this to open up to get into the bag. So I'm going to quickly grab this other bag. All right, here is the bag. Oh, there are comments here. Let me see what they say. I love the bag. Thank you, Rhonda. Hi. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you, Janet. Appreciate it. So here is a bag that I think was re-gifted to my daughter. And so this is yesterday. So I'm sitting on a couch and I'm looking at this bag. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty fabric. I would love to have this kind of fabric. And I'm looking at it and I'm ready. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, this fabric, this is stitched together. And normally store-bought bags are not stitched together. It's just a piece of fabric that has designs blocked. But I'm looking on the inside. Now, mind you, I don't even see this zipper yet. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the corner, and I said, you know what? This is something, so this is stitching down the bag. So this is the back. Stitching down the bag here on the corners. It's something that I've always wanted to have my students do in class, because I think that just gives, you know, it just makes the bag, well, it's a well-defined bag when you stitch down these corners, because it, you know, you can see that it's a square. It's just an element of the bag that I really, really like. But I don't have enough time in my classes, because the classes, you know, they don't have a lot of time to make the bag, so it's as minimal steps as possible. But this is one element that I do like in a bag. And I was just admiring this, and I'm just looking at this. I'm like, so I said to the person, I said, did you bought this bag? And then the person's very, very quiet. I love her. She's part of my family. I'm not going to say anything. I love her. And I'm like looking at her face like, what is going on? So I'm looking at this bag, and I turn to the front here, and I'm looking at this pocket. And the first thing that I see is this. This is the zipper tape right here. And I see that, and I'm like, huh. And then I'm looking at the stitching here. And so I see this. So you probably, I don't know if you can see it, but on the inside, right here on the other side, there's, you know, it's seam allowance. And I'm like, huh. And then I'm coming around here, and then I get to this area right here, and this is where the front seam allowance, and there's like a little tuck right here. And then I look on this side. So usually if I do see something like this on a bag, not only what I expect, if I see it here, I expect to be a matching one on the other, because that's how you can make a bag expandable, by putting these tucks in here. And then I'm like, huh. And then I get all the way up to the top, And I'm looking at the zipper tape, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not even a pocket, an inset pocket. Somebody like sewed some fabric on here, nice fabric, and that's when I'm like, where did you buy this bag? And I said, they said, oh, it was at a craft fair. And I'm like, oh, so me, I was like, from that, I was able to like, I started questioning it. Everything else about this bag is amazing. But this right here, this is not good. And then then this morning I was finally looking at the inside of the bag, because I was like, this is not even an inset pocket. It's like they just sewed a pocket with the zipper tape on the outside. And so I love the person's creativity. I don't understand this. I mean, it's a zipper, like the zipper. So I told my daughter that I said, I'll take the zipper. I'm going to take the zipper off, and I'm going to take the pocket off, because the bag will be better. The bag will be better without it. So watch this. So I'm taking this, and I do not want to put a hole in this damn bag, because this is beautiful fabric. I would love to have this kind of fabric. I like it. All right, so let's go on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and tape. And almost got it. So now I'm going down the side. I'm down at the bottom. But I would like to know who made the bag. So I could be like, let me give you some pointers. Let's talk about zippers. There. Now, that's a better bag. Because this is just a piece of fabric that someone put a zipper and sewed onto the front. So that is a nice bag. I don't even know what this fabric is. I would like that, because I would like to use it on my bags. But the straps are, this is good stitching. So this is the other thing. This is the doggone freaking like duffel bag zipper, and it's hot pink. And I mean, it's a good sized bag, but this. No, honey. Zipper, let's do zipper no, let's not do that. Let me see. I think I might have a zipper that can fit this. I don't know. Like this zipper is huge. It's a double-ended zipper. I had no idea what a number 10 was. I'm like, oh, those numbers mean something. So like this right here, this would be a nice size zipper to go in there, but I don't think I have. These are all for like a class that I bought. Let me look at this. See, this would be nice. But I don't know if I want to put. So here's the thing: is, you know, do I put my good zipper in there, and then I'm actually going to gift this to someone. Yeah, you know what? I am. I'm gonna use that zipper. I got it off of Wack. It's not a super expensive zipper. Yeah, the gold teeth is better. Everything else I have is too small. Here's purple. What about purple? Because there is purple. So this right here, I actually use this for trying on muslins. As well as all these stitches in it. But, okay. What about purple? I don't know. I just think this gold, I think the gold is a level up. Um, I'm looking out. Everything else in here is short. Eh. And I've been, all right. I got, the pink has to go. The pink has to go, but I feel like the gold, I'm just looking at it because I'm like I ain't make the bag, and whoever made the bag, they didn't put this amazing zipper in it. They put a duffel bag zipper in here. That's what I would call this. This is like a bag that goes on a coat or a duffel bag. But I got this nice YKK zipper. But I also have this one here that's purple. Maybe the purple. Let me just examine. Let me just look at this. I hide this pink, and we got the purple because there's a lot of purple. So I'm torn between. I feel like this is nice, but this is real nice. They're both YKK zippers. This is nice, but this is really nice. I feel like this is cute, but this is, ooh, girl, you made me this bag? And I'm like, no, I didn't make the bag. I wish I did. I'd be proud. I'd be proud. Like if this is outside of this, if this is a bag that I'm gonna iron it. I just want to make sure that it looks good. But I would be I would be proud of this bag. I like this lining. I don't know, like they got this like this lining in here. I don't know what this is, and this right here is almost like a crack. I don't know what it is, but I love it. I love it. So yeah, so what I'm and so the zipper in here, yeah, we're going to take it off. And yeah, like she was almost there. Like look at like these ends here. So this is the under part. They're tucked in. They're tucked in. And she was like almost, or they, I don't know who made this, but somebody was almost there. But look, I could use a zipper. So I'm not going to damage the zipper. But I'm just like, man, I think it went from like a cute folksy kind of bag, but I wanna level it up. So we're going to make it from, if they said this was a $6 bag, a $60 bag. No, we're going to go ahead and I'm gonna make it a $60 bag. So let me look. So I'm looking at this. Yeah, like I don't know why this is sewn to, or this is folded. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to have to, I got to get all this loose thread off of here. And I don't know, I think this is folded. I'm not going to take this whole thing apart, but this flap here, I think this is a folded edge. I don't think it's something that I can open. So when I put my zipper on, I'm going to have to be creative and not give that. Trust, and maybe some people might not know the look underneath there, but since, I'm someone who I'm not a bag maker, but I can make a bag. And, especially you bring a bag like this into my house, I was looking at it because it all started off as, wow, look at this fabric, it's beautiful. And then it was like, wait a minute, why does this look like this? And because I could go into a department store, I'll take pictures of clothes, and I make it because I'm like, nah, that's that is not a $50. That is not a $50 shirt. Get this out. Okay. But good zipper, just not for this bag. That's I don't know if somebody was just like, oh, I made a bag for you. Um, but the person that had it, eventually I'm going to ask them. I'm like, did you really buy that bag? Because you bought it because somebody asked you to buy it or you felt bad, but this was so out of the ordinary for this bag to come into my house. All right, but yeah, look at that inside. It is nice. It is a nice bag. Bottom, yep, it was bagged out. They didn't box the corners of the lining like I would, which is causing there to be like extra fabric. Ooh, there is extra fabric. Yeah, I'm not going to take this all apart, but I am going to put the zipper in, and then I am going to give it, so I will put this in. And so what we'll do is, so how I am going to do this, I'm not going to put this on here and just like stitch it down. I mean, I guess it can, because what I was thinking about doing is like actually stitching it right sides together, and then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this right sides together like that. I'm going to tuck this in here just like this. Put my pin in here. Right sides together. I'm going to stitch this all the way down. Okay. So that gets stitched on. And then I'm going to end my video. I should be at an hour right now. And then this is going to turn over like that. And then I'll top stitch down here with some black thread. And so underneath, my goal is I don't want this showing, so I'm going to tuck it in this way, and then this will be stitched down, and it'll just look cleaner, right? It'll look cleaner. And then I'll make this little tab a little bit longer, and I will use the fabric from here to make a zipper pull. So that'll be here on that side, and that'll be an awesome bag. So whoever did all the hard work up ahead, yay you. I love this fabric. Love it, love it, love it. Love everything about this bag. Now, but we're just gonna took off the pocket and going to replace the zipper to level it up some. And so that's what time is it? 5:12. So, but before I do that, I gotta finish my bag, okay? But so where's my bag at? So this right here. So this is going to go on the end. So what I'm going to do, let's fold this. I'm going to find the center on this side. And I'm going to fold this here. I'm going to find the center on this side. Going to take my bag. Try not to crack the cork. I'm going to put a pin right here. Bring it together. Find cork on this side. Oh, there we go. I do like this side of the zipper. I was thinking about putting it on the outside, but nah. So now I have line up my pins. So now I know that this side goes here. I don't want to go through cork. Oh! And I'll go through this side here, matching up 1 and 2. No, stop it. All right, I gotta go. Let's go through it this way. And then let's take this one, go through it this way. Are we in there? Okay. And so now this will get tucked in, and I will be stitching this, hand stitching it all the way around. And then I got to do the strap. So in the class, you'll get the hardware, the zippers, the hardware. This is for the top of the strap. So this is the clam, swivel clamp. That goes there so the strap can swivel. And then the last piece of hardware that goes, it has to go onto the buckle. So here's a slider. If I remember how this goes, hold up, go here. This goes like this, and then it goes in like this, and then it goes dropping stuff, and then it goes through this. It goes through this. Okay, like that. And then you gotta get this out the way like that, because this then goes up through here and around. Thinking about teaching that in the classes, that's going to be something. They could do it though. All right, and then this right here, I got to change the thread so that it's, and I'm going to zigzag stitch so that this comes, I think, this can't be burnt because it's not polyester, it's cotton. So that gets stitched, and then when that gets stitched together, there we go. See, this is stitched. Oh, I just saw something. I went the wrong way because I want that to be hidden underneath. So this is going to go through this side and then back towards itself here like this, and then close this. This will get stitched right there, and then now you have your slider. See that, and then that will be the belt. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm making a bag that I'm not going to use, but it's just going to be for show and tell, so people can. At first, I wasn't going to zip it, sew it up together, because I wanted the students to like be able to like open it up and see the inside. Like especially when it comes to this lining, because this lining it's going to be intense. This is going to be, it's not an easy class. It's a level 2 class, but they can do it, and they got 5 weeks to get it done. They could do it. They could do it. They'll get it done. And then the strap is in, and then that's the whole bag. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to take like the fabric for this and then like sew it on top of that, but that's just too much. If it was my bag, that's what I would do. I would actually want to take this cork and put it along the strap here, but I think that might end up cracking, and that might not be a good thing. So, but yeah, I think like that would bring this strap, would tie it into the bag better than it just being like this. But I don't care. It's a bag. I love it, and I hope you love it too. And until next time, happy sewing. Thank you for watching. Replay viewers, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for the comments, always appreciating it. Until the next time, happy sewing. Bye.